Hello and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. We begin this week with our conversation with U.S. Representative for the 5th Massachusetts District, Katherine Clark, as she's on the campaign trail leading up to the state primary election this upcoming Tuesday, September 1st. Clark has been in office for over a decade in Washington, but she's facing her first primary contest within the Democratic Party since 2014. A reminder that the Republican Party does not have a candidate in this race, while independent Derek Fleming will be on the general election ballot in the fall. Earlier this month, we spoke with both of Clark's challengers, Jonathan Paz and Tarek Saman, to learn about their platforms. This week, we sat down with the Congresswoman to hear about her priorities if she eventually wins another term, including an emphasis on cost of living issues such as childcare legislation, as well as her focus on regaining a Democratic majority on Capitol Hill.
I think having contested races is never bad. Let's have a conversation about ideas. But I can tell you that my focus remains on winning the majority because that is the best thing for the people of the 5th District.
Our full interviews with Clark, Paz, and Saman are all available on Access Framingham's channel on YouTube. You can also find them on our website, theframe.news, where we have full written articles based on our conversations with the candidates as well. Framingham voters looking to take part in the upcoming state primary elections should know a few things before they cast their ballots. Polling hours on Tuesday, September 1st will run from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. across the city. Details on polling locations are available on the city's website, framinghamma.gov, while the Secretary of the Commonwealth's website has a Where Do I Vote portal where you can find your voting center. Those voting by mail are advised to return their ballots as soon as possible in order to ensure that the votes are counted. Those voters can either mail their ballots back, of course, or they can drop them off at either the city clerk's office in the Memorial Building or at one of the secure ballot drop boxes in Framingham. There's one located behind the Memorial Building and another at the McAuliffe Library along Water Street. Please note that vote-by-mail ballots cannot be returned to polling locations on Election Day. The deadline to return a mail-in ballot is 8 p.m. on Tuesday the 1st. The deadline to apply in person for an absentee ballot is noon on Monday, August 31st. From there, those absent from Framingham on Election Day or those who cannot vote at the polls due to a disability or a religious belief can still submit their vote. Anyone with any questions is advised to reach out to the city clerk's office. The Framingham Traffic Commission met on Wednesday, August 26th, to talk about speeding along Winter Street, stretching between Route 9 and Waverly Street. A study from May that analyzed thousands of vehicles found that at least half of the cars on the street's northern portion, where the speed limit is 25 miles an hour, went at least 7 ticks over the limit. Additionally, the top 15% of trips analyzed an average of about 36 miles an hour on the northern portion. The southern portion has a 35 mile an hour speed limit, and the average speed on that stretch during the study was 37 miles an hour. However, the 85th percentile speed was 41 miles an hour, and the 95th percentile was 44. In turn, community members have expressed concerns regarding safety in the area, calling upon local leaders to enact more traffic calming measures. Deputy Fire Chief Will Gingras explained that while speed bumps can slow down emergency responses while also leading to wear and tear for those vehicles, he'd suggest adding them along Winter Street, at Long Avenue, and at Maple Street, on both sides of the bridge located between a reservoir and Maple Street Field.
Mainly because we don't use that bridge, our apparatus, but I also understand the cars do come out of there, and I do believe, looking at the accident data, Maple Street's a high location for accidents. So I think we could solve a couple problems right there.
The Traffic Commission voted to approve a review of how those speed humps, along with speed feedback signs, could be installed along Winter Street. The meeting came as work on a renovation project along Winter Street continues. As Director of Highway and Sanitation for the city, Michael Huffer said, final paving is expected to take place in late September. More details on all of the key developments we cover on the program every week can be found on our website, www.theframe.news. We've got full written articles, feature pieces completed across the city, and a calendar filled with upcoming events within the community. Subscribe to our email newsletter too, so that you can always stay up to date with Framingham news in focus. Anchored in Recovery, a community-based center sponsored by SMOC for people looking to recover from substance use disorder, held their third annual vigil on Thursday, August 20th, ahead of International Overdose Awareness Day, which is Monday, August 31st. Dozens of local officials and community members gathered in front of the memorial building to remember those who have passed. Each of the bags on the steps of the memorial building was placed in recognition of someone who had lost their life. Narcan training was also provided to attendees before and after the vigil. State Representative for the 19th Worcester District, Kate Donahue, whose son Brian died to an overdose back in 2018, said that communities should continue to make strides in making harm reduction, treatment, recovery, and educational resources more available to people in Massachusetts.
The theme for International Overdose Awareness Day is 25 years on, still needed. The questions I asked as a parent after Brian's death are the same questions I'm now asking as a legislator.
Donahue did point to recent trends within the state, though. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health's preliminary data has shown that reported overdose-related deaths in the Commonwealth fell below 1,000 in 2025, following an estimated 27% drop from 2024 figures and an approximately 60% decline from an all-time high of nearly 2,400 fatalities in 2022. It's the first time the figure has been below the four-figure threshold since 2013. Still, advocates continue to call for more support and resources to combat substance use disorder. Framingham residents are advised to keep their eyes open for a certain invasive insect that has reportedly popped up in the city recently. The spotted lanternfly, which you see on your screen now, causes damage to trees and other woody plants by feeding on sap. The Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources advises that the primary host plant for spotted lanternflies is the invasive tree of heaven, though they often target grapevines, hops, and fruit trees. The insect can harm agriculture and can be, quite frankly, annoying to be around while outside, though they don't bite, sting, or generally harm people or pets. Local and state officials are asking residents to help stop the spread of the spotted lanternfly. If you're in an area with a known infestation, check potential host plants around your property. You should consider setting up traps or hiring someone to treat for the insect, while complete tree removals could be a possibility. If you see a spotted lanternfly, snap a picture of it and send a report to the State Department of Agricultural Resources. To learn more, visit mass.gov/spotted-lanternfly. You can always find more of our local news coverage on our social media pages. Follow @FrameNews_ on Instagram and simply search for The Frame on Facebook. Make sure that you're subscribed to Access Framingham's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we upload new videos. You can follow The Frame on Spotify too, where we post full episodes for you to watch or listen to. That will do it for this week's Framingham News in Focus. On behalf of the entire team here at The Frame, thanks for joining us. My name is Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.